All right. And we are back.
We're back. Back.
We're back with leadership in 3, 2, 0. I am Brennan.
And I'm Mitchell.
And we're here.
Nice to see you, Bernard.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I was almost starting to miss you.
I was wondering why I've been in a better mood lately. I think that's why.
Because you knew we had this date circled on the calendar.
Yeah. I see.
I saw you had a paper chain up that you were ripping them off knowing it was getting closer to coming to see me.
I see you got a fresh cut.
That's right.
Looks
Props to my barber.
Looks good. As I've said, there's no rules against when you have at-home haircuts, that it is okay to do it with the lights on.
I like a challenge.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a challenge. Looks like you've been through a challenge.
It'd be easier if my head was more symmetrical, too.
Which way is it not symmetrical?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
All over?
Oh, yeah. Just horizontally, vertically. It's just an adventure in the back.
That's right. What do you do?
Yeah, you try it again next time and hope it's better than the one before.
The one I sent you. Sports cuts. At least when you
Is
do
that even a thing anymore?
sports cuts? Yeah.
I haven't seen a
I've
sports
never been to
cuts.
one. They've almost lured me in with the commercial, though, where they do the towel.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to see what my face would look like shaved with a real blade, if you wouldn't be able to see where a beard was.
You look like you were 12 years old.
I don't know. I'm going to try it someday.
You just don't. If you go against the grain, you're going to be looking like you're 13 only because you're going to have acne broke
They
out
use
all
the
over.
fancy stuff.
I mean, if you do it yourself.
Oh, no, I want to go to a spot and get a real haircut.
You can do it with a big, not a steak knife, not serrated edge, but it's a different kind.
I don't know if that would work that well. I told you, I got my hair cut at a vendor, at a salon, whatever you call it, many years ago.
Salon.
And this was not a local one by any means. It was actually in, it was under very strange circumstances, but it was in the big city of Minneapolis, or a suburb. And it was like my lovely wife said, essentially, like, you need to go tell them to fix that. So I got scared off. They didn't give me a little shower either. And I didn't have a spot to shower for a few days.
They
during that time.
they thought you looked like a guy that wasn't going to tip very well, so they gave you that kind of
It's
haircut.
bad timing. Well, you know how I used to grow my hair out kind of like an idiot. Like, it was just bad.
Yeah.
What are you thinking now? No,
Maybe.
like before I used to. Well, now I still grow it out, but I'll trim up, where it comes out, like the flutters over your ears, kind of thing. In this, which I never really liked that look. I just didn't trim it up. So now that's what this would look like. But I give her. Do a little grooming once a week.
You're 2 weeks away from looking like Jimmy Neutron up there in the front, so you're gonna have to tame that
Jimmy
mane.
Neutron. This is what it's about. I have product now.
I see that. Does
Brennan
Brennan know that you keep
Brennan
using
told me
your
not to use
stuff?
product. Well, no, what's funny is my mother-in-law gave me my first thing of hair gel a long time ago.
Is that what you're still using?
Up until like 2 weeks ago, it was gone. The black bottle or whatever. So I went onto the Amazon machine and I ordered one that was pretty about the same. So we'll see how long that takes me. I never did. It's kind of a new phenomenon for me, but now it's a part of the daily morning routine. Even on the weekends, once in a while, I'll throw a little lovin' in there.
Ooh.
Well, no, it's because
Looking for some loving if you're putting that in there on the weekend.
What? It's like you said that the bangs, like, you have to do something with it now. You think you don't like this? I'm gonna not.
So you got caught in a windstorm.
A windstorm?
A windstorm.
Look like you got caught in a weed whip storm.
Doesn't even make
Jesus,
sense.
gouge! Did you not leave the guards on there?
You said this last time.
You said no. You turned him into an Irishman. You've said this last time. Vladimir.
Fresh off of St. Patrick's Day.
It is was St. Patrick's Day. What? Here's a question for you. I'm gonna put you on the spot because I don't know. What does Aaron go Bra mean?
Ireland forever.
Is it? Is that what it means? Because I saw some, people on the socials. Is what some people say. Like Aaron Gobran. You see that like on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like necklaces or whatever else, or, you know, commercials, all that stuff, plates and signs. And I've never taken a minute just to look what that means. Ireland forever?
Yeah.
Interesting. Aaron go Bra. Is that how you say it?
I believe so.
Aaron go Bra.
What's the other one?
BRAGH, is that what it is?
BRAUGH, I think. Maybe? I don't know.
Anyways, I saw people saying that like to other people. I'm like, what the heck does that mean? I've seen it. Ireland forever.
I don't know if I'm saying this right or not either, but remember the other one? Pug Me Own.
That was Hug Me Own.
Pug
Me Own?
Maybe it is Hug Me Own. I thought it was Pug Me Own.
I've never fact checked that one either.
Nah. I'll have to check it out sometime.
Yeah. If it's true, that's what I say to you. Well, Charlie, this was a lengthy amount of rambling that we did. It was. Here.
Apologies.
Well, we haven't seen each other in a minute. Could have done that off camera. But what we're going to visit about here this evening was, you know, just enjoying the ride and the rock.
That was me on a motorcycle.
Don't ever do that again. You look like Hugh Grant from the
Song and Lyrics.
Music and Lyrics.
Oh,
Song and Lyrics. God, that's a great show. Song and Lyrics.
Pop Goes My Heart.
Pop Goes My Heart. I need to watch that.
Oh, yeah,
who's that? Him and Drew Barrymore?
Yeah.
If you don't know that movie, that has got to be one of the most underrated movies of all time.
Circa like 1995, 95, 94.
I snagged that out of the Walmart $5 bin many years ago.
You got robbed.
I'm a big Hugh Grant fan. So I'm like, well, this is worth I don't even think it was $5, $2.99. And what a find it was.
That's a good one.
Oh, God, there's some one-liners in there, too. That's a great movie. Anyways, but, you know, enjoying the ride. 'Cause the bottom line is, Charlie, you never know when your ride is over.
Oh, geez, this took a turn in a hurry.
What do you mean? Isn't that the whole point? You enjoy the ride?
Well, we were talking about this earlier. I thought we were saying, like, you know, you got to enjoy the ride. There might be a couple bumps in there and whatever else. I didn't think we were going to jump to. Your ride could be over at any minute.
Could be.
Well, it could be.
It could be the ride of anything, right? If you got them.
Well, yeah, now you're.
Well, no, not even the life as a whole, but
Well, I like.
I got a good thing going. Right? If something going, if you got a good relationship, if you got a good job, you know, you got a good run on a sports team, something's going really well at work, whatever else, you gotta enjoy the ride because she could come toppling down after a while.
Kids haven't pissed you off in a couple hours.
Enjoy the ride.
Days. Well, it is. I know you don't love Brad Paisley. But I do. I think do you like his song "Last Time for Everything"?
I don't know that song.
It's a really good song. Kind of sad, but it is. It's kind of like you got to enjoy the times that you're having and who you're having them with and what you're doing because you don't know when it's going to be the last time that you do that. Whether it's a day at work or getting to do this or that or playing a game.
You have to
softball.
No, it's good. That's good. From now on, you have to pre-approve ahead of our recording whether you can drop anything Brad Paisley.
That was it for the day.
Huh?
That was it for today.
I'm gonna come up with another one to work in.
I could too, but I won't.
No, it's kind of weird though, right? You know, everything is there's an end. Everything has an end, and oftentimes you don't know when that's going to be. Like I always get my stuff. Brennan shows me things. I'm like, oh, there's some truth to that about like like the neighborhood kids or whatever that you all took your balls and bats, whatever, and went outside for one last time to play a game. I think like us after Sundays in church, and they say you never knew that was the last.
See, that's what I'm saying. You don't know when it's gonna. You don't. Well, not every time. You don't realize it will or won't be.
Yeah. No, but it's just you didn't know that was the last time, or they say with kids too. I mean, the last time. Like some of this cliche and corny, but it does make sense. Like you don't know it's gonna be the last time your kid ever asks you to pick you up.
Well, it is. Like I said, it's we're wanting to make this flip into a positive thing here today too. But I mean, it is. Some of that stuff is kind of sad. You don't know the last time that'll happen. Or
I think mine did shut off, but now they both ask me obnoxiously, knowing that my back probably doesn't allow me to.
Well, it sounds like the going down to pick him up, it sounds like the start of going up the hill on Wild Thing, like just cracking and snapping.
Oh. No.
Stuck.
Well, it would be, lift with your legs, I guess. We need to follow that directive a little harder, but yeah, there's just a variety of things, even when you're working towards something, right? Is the whole, if you're chasing down a dream or whatever else.
Tom Petty, running down a dream.
That when you look back, that, you kind of realize that, it wasn't so much reaching the summit, but it was the mess in between is where you had all your fun, even if it didn't feel like it.
Oh, it is. And I mean, I just think about every now and then too, I know the marathon training is one of those things where it's not always, you might not be looking forward to this one or that one kind of a thing. But I do think that, you never know when it'll be the last rodeo, right? When you're going to be doing your last full marathon or your last long run. And
the way my training's been going, I think mine was last spring.
Jeez. Yeah, you'll limp your way through another one.
I'm going to.
We're trying to. Brady's going to join us too.
Oh yeah, no, he's in.
He's been playing hard to get, but I know he's going to.
He's been playing a fool. He's been locked in just as long as we have.
Yeah, I think he's going to be like, he keeps saying, I don't know. We're going to get there, and he's going to be like registrant number 72, like one of the first people that were in there.
He's playing us the whole time. But yeah, no, there's a lot of, there's just a lot of truth to that. It's not always necessarily like great things, but I mean, you think about your kids waking up in the middle of the night, or, not even middle of the night, but like, 9:45 kind of a thing is like, get back up to bed. But it's like, hey, you never know when the last time of that's going to be. And is that what you say as soon as he rounds the corner?
No, I can hear him coming down the stairs. I'm like, get back up there, boy.
Don't even ask what he needs. And do you shake like that? What I'm picturing you like sitting there in your paper, reading the paper. Get out of here! You get out of here!
What is it? The Home Alone. You got to the count of 10 to get your lousy.
Yeah.
No good. 1, 2, 10.
Oh my gosh.
No, it depends on the reason.
No.
Gotta go on that.
No, that's with the theme. There's this other gentleman, I've read a couple of his books. I do read books, Mitchell, my own accord.
I never said he didn't.
Yeah, you question whether I do. That's okay.
Well, no, I don't question that. I said you should read more for pleasure.
These are pleasure. Well, I don't read academic books. No, this one is leisure, essentially about pleasure. How he. Well, you were giving me crap about, from what I estimated, he like lives quantitatively by numbers, and he says, like if you knew that, if someone told you that you got 10 years left with your grandma or your grandpa or whatever, which, it might make you feel bad depending on how old they are. You know what I mean?
When you're 4.
10. Or with, your mom or your dad, whatever. Yeah. That's not what I meant. Anyways, so say you got 10 years with him or whatever. But then the point was he goes through different scenarios about, if you live across the country in your adulthood, you know what I mean? If you got a job elsewhere and you just see him, once or twice a year or whatever, that his thing is, no, you don't have 10 years with him. Because, he said that's not overwhelming at all to the brain, really. Mm-hmm. 10 years is a long time. But he said, if you only see him 1 or twice a year, he said, no, at most, he said, you only got 20 more times with your mom and dad. And just all that takes a different spin on it.
Yeah.
And that goes to even, lesser examples. If you knew someone was only going to live, which then this is getting darker.
It is.
But if you
this is supposed to be like an uplifting.
No, but if you knew, like someone said, you only got, or like, you got 15 years left to enjoy with this person, right? But, if it was a friend or whatever else, but then if you could see the future, you look backwards that, 15 years, this person's on earth with you, but maybe you're only going to see him 9 more times. So you actually only get to see him 9 more times. You got 15 years with him, you only got 9 more times seeing him. Just a different perspective is all.
Yeah.
A shift in perspective. Geez, what were you thinking about there? My God. Or were you just thinking about supper? It was one of the two. You were thinking about the topic deeply,
mm-hmm.
which I'd be surprised.
It was. It's a deep topic.
Deep topic?
Deep topic?
Was that Hot Pocket? He is thinking about food. Hot Pocket?
Yeah, burned my tongue.
No, but, it is, we could say it in different ways again and again, but, how do you live that on the daily, right? I think everyone has glimmers of things, right? Of these like high peaks in life. Even if it's nothing, like if you knock out a run or whatever else, you surprise yourself. You feel really good about things. If you're at a birthday party and you give yourself the presence of mind just to kind of look around, get all kinds of things. If it's like your child's, 5th or 6th birthday party, it's like, God, life is good right now. Life is dynamite. Mm-hmm. And then breaking that down even to little things. You know what I mean? We talk about the Disney World example you love so much as far as...
You brought it to me and I like it.
As far as fatherhood, which that was not my idea. But how you're only there in these big times or like the camera moments, whatever else. But how do you get to a point where you're breaking it down to where you start having that mindset and you become flooded with those emotions, like with your daughter, like just practicing the piano. And if you bop it, like, that's going to be fleeting. Like that's not going to happen very much longer. So just soak that in.
What is
we talking about? Let that hit you in the gut instead of all this other negativity junk that you let.
Well, and even for me now, just
scratch your soul.
The things of, realizing how fast things go and how things can change quickly. Even just something that I've been trying to do.
Like
not trying to, huh?
Like your hairline.
Back quickly, yes.
Back.
Yeah, until it's gone.
I want to be respectful. You've been respectful of me. You haven't been interrupting me.
No,
I'm going to try to do the same.
I think just because before, even like with Cooper, it's like you're sitting up at night and I'd put a whatever kind of pointless TV show on or whatever, kind of half watching that and everything. But now it's like a lot of the times I've just been, have the TV off and I'll just sit there and not doing anything else, but just sitting there with him and just kind of enjoying that more because knowing that, at some point, not anytime soon, but at some point, that's not going to be how it is anymore. So I'm just trying to be more present with that and just enjoy the moments. And, even though it's just a random Tuesday night or whatever it might be, but just, realizing that that's something that, just feel good about, I guess, for me anyway.
No, it's all fleeting. But I think that goes back to everything. Pretty much everything we talk about is just being intentional. I mean, I used to think, like, people I look up to or whatever else, which I think everyone's built or made a little differently, certainly. You know what I mean?
You're built a little thicker.
Thicker?
You said everyone's built differently. Is that not what you meant?
Know what we should do? No, we're not going to do that.
You're kind of built like a hot beef commercial.
Which, what three adjectives would you give to that?
Adjectives or?
Adjectives? Through to the hot beef commercial, what describes me? You can't just get away with a hot beef commercial. Like I'd say that'd be like me describing you as a candy cane.
Like some thick.
Hear me?
Thick.
Your back, your scoliosis, and whatever else you got going. You built like a candy cane.
Let's see. I would say thick, juicy.
What?
Thick.
I think you
looks like you got some. Looks like if I poked you with a knife, there's some juice would come out of there.
You say juice, custard, whatever else. You change it all the time.
And the last one I would say, I don't know, like mashed potatoes in there, I don't know, creamy.
And where?
In a hot beef commercial.
What do you mean?
That's what you're built like, so you're looking kind of creamy. Yeah.
I don't like these. What you're doing?
You made me come up with adjectives.
A food item?
Big gravy. You look like gravy's coursing through your veins.
I don't even like gravy that much.
Well, it's surprising.
Huh?
It's surprising.
I haven't had gravy in months. I don't eat like mashed potatoes and gravy. That doesn't do it for me, really.
No, me neither. I just figured you open up a can of gravy and just dump it on other.
I thought it was brown gravy on those things I got at New Mexico. Shout out New Mexico. I used to not like New Mexico. Now it's a sinful place. A taquito. For those, if you think a roller grilled taquito is something,
they don't.
Which it is something. Try a real one, like at New Mexico, for example. That'll rock your world and then some. grab the Prilosec before you head out the door, but my goodness, those things are insane. And there's gravy on it. I said it was gravy. Someone told me it was enchilada sauce.
Yeah, I thought it was like sauce.
Enchilada has brown sauce on it. I've never had one.
Well, no, the burritos have a different sauce on it, and enchiladas have a different sauce.
This literally looks like brown gravy.
Yeah.
And I wish there was more on the plate. Those are bad. Lordy. No, but some of this goes back to, like, when I think of the people, some folks that I look up to that like do such a good job of, I don't know, like being reflective. It seems that they're living in the moment. They really enjoy things, It seems that people can harness that. They're really happy people, or it sure appears that way anyways.
They seem to be.
But, it's always like that feeling like, God, I wish I could be more like that. But, the more you get in and get to know people and visit with them, and if you ask them some questions, it's like they're not that way. Like they had to work and practice to be that way. They weren't just that way, all by themselves. They were super intentional and worked to get in that place in their life. So now that's just a practice of theirs where, I don't know, they've kind of built this up and that's how they operate, which I think a lot of people don't understand that.
That's a skill that it's a skill that had to be harnessed, or that you had to be.
But they're just like, oh, I wish I was that way, or that person's lucky. They just that way. It's like, no, probably not. There's probably been a lot of work, a lot of reflection, a lot of time that went into
effort
for that person to be that way. So it's like, no, that's just an excuse, and a lot of times an excuse for people to remain unhappy and pissy.
I'm gonna start being better tomorrow.
Yeah, no, but it's just like, I think that's such an excuse where, oh, well, this person can do that, or this person's just that way, or they've always been that way. It's like, yeah, no.
Or that,
again, everyone's a little different, sure.
Well, just with random things, well, geez, wish my metabolism was as good as yours, and it's like, well, no, that person probably just didn't eat 15 handfuls of peanut butter M&Ms, and then they went on the treadmill or something. Worked out a little bit.
No. I don't know. I think there's, even now, it seems like, I think a lot of people are just zooming by, got her on cruise control.
Well, it is. And I think that's the whole part of it for me anyways. Enjoying the journey isn't, hey, I'm working for the weekend, or I'm working for, this one date each month, it's nice to have fun things and, and exciting things to look forward to, but not when that's like the only thing that you're living for, because, guess what? When you hit that date finally, that's gone. Now, if you're not enjoying everything leading up to that, and the, the little moments and the medium moments, and not just the huge ones, it's going to be kind of a grind when you can just pick out little things and exciting things to do, that are going on every day right in front of you too, instead of looking past all that.
You got to be there. And sometimes, whether you know it or not, just acknowledge things aren't so bad.
There's always positives around.
Things all could be worse.
Look at today.
Something follows through.
Sun is shining.
Look at today.
Today.
Well,
it's a wee bit windy, but the sun is shining.
We were a little bit topsy-turvy back and forth, but we promise to return to our regular programming, and we'll be back here in not too long, Charlie.
We will be.
Just a few days away. 7, I guess.
7. Exactly 7.
7. Any words of wisdom before we go? Very quickly.
Enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride. And let it ride.
Let it ride.
Let's ride.
See ya. See you guys.